Live. I think we're live. Let me get out of this. Come on. Dashboard. There we go. Stream manager.
So
Scopes.
they also outlaw cross dressing. Is that how far they're going?
I don't know. I don't know what. I just saw it. Kyle Kalinske, one of his feeds, said that. So, you know. All right, let me get this chat up. Pop out the old chat. There we go. Um, if you're just joining us, we. Hey, Breakman, are you there? Are you there, sir? I sent you an invite. Did you get my invite, by the way, Eric? I don't know how it works, so.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, good. Uh, Breakman, are you there? Test 1, 2. Let's see. Testes. Yeah, of course I didn't spell it right. Why, what the? No wonder. My S button sucks on my keyboard.
Mhm.
All right. That's all I need is an extra expense, extra $100. Yikes.
For what?
For a magic keyboard.
What's a magic keyboard?
It's an Apple specific keyboard.
Hmm.
I've had it forever, so it wouldn't surprise me if I need a new one. Let's get out of this and get into Discord.
I have to wonder if James Earl Jones really did sign off his voice, or his family did it on his behalf, even though he might have had reservations.
Well, what does he care? He was gonna die, so I'm sure he didn't give a fuck, man.
He
You know?
should have given more of a fuck though, because there's been plenty of other people that did Darth Vader's voice,
Yeah.
and they're not getting paid now
Huh.
because they're just going to use his voice indefinitely.
Well, with AI, there's enough spoken words by James Earl Jones to create any sentence you want in any style. So, wouldn't be hard for Star Wars for Darth. You know, he's very direct and to the point. My mic doesn't pick up on a lot of ambient sounds. It thinks I'm doing ambient sounds, man. This mic is crazy. It's the same company. I had a snowball mic, and it was sufficient for sure. But this one is way better. I can tell. And tomorrow I have a like a pop filter, so you don't hear all the popping and you know um, I don't know, just stuff in general. Filters out all that. Breakman, are you there? Where's Breakman? If you're just joining us, the show is RPGrinders. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric RPG. We should have a great show. This should be an easy breezy show. Not a ton of news, but enough. Um, what else do we got going on here? I have one review, kind of a sort of a retro review for a movie that came out probably maybe 10 years ago. Um, yeah, Stinkos and Sweetos should be interesting as always. So lots of fun to be had. I'm glad everybody is here to join in the fun. Uh, like I said, I think we're gonna have a great time today, and we're doing a free for
Apparently,
all. Yeah.
apparently PNY is selling the micro SDXC Express cards now. They're only the 256 gig variety, but they're at least doing them.
How much are they?
about this around no slightly. It seems like well maybe it's because it's on sale, but it seems like it's slightly cheaper than the Samsung ones.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll wait a bit on that. What comes with the system? 256 internal?
Mm.
Is it 256, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. That should be sufficient. The only game that I can see wanting to play other than Mario Kart in the near future is possibly Donkey Kong and definitely Metroid. And then obviously my Zelda games, but you know, neither here nor there. Wonder if I could transfer saves. I should be able to, right? Hmm. It's a good question. I'm wondering if I can transfer my save from Switch 1 to Switch 2. It should be there.
I think I told you this yesterday or last week that you could.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. It's just under your Nintendo account, right?
Huh?
It's just under your Nintendo account.
Um, yeah, but the information's still on your card. But that only applies if you're on the cloud, if you have the Nintendo Switch Online service.
Yeah, yeah. I have it. Uh,
Mm.
so, should
I like
not.
how I could type into something on on Newegg and I explicitly say Express, and it gives me everything but a Express
Oh,
card.
nice. Yeah. Well, couldn't be easy. All right, we're just waiting on Breakman. Break, if you're listening, we're in Discord. Feel free to jump on in, and we should be good to go. Can you make sure we're live, Eric? I'm pretty sure we are, but just make sure for me.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
All right, good. All right. What is
So
this?
apparently, the new Final Destination's a comedy movie.
Really? I hope not. I got tickets for Sunday. Uh, God, it's becoming almost not.
Well, a comedy horror, rather.
Mm,
Like probably in the same vein as Happy Death Day, probably.
I wouldn't mind it then. If it
Or
goes,
maybe it's just that the deaths are so unbelievably stupid you can't have any choice but to laugh.
yeah, it's getting rave reviews. Eric, let me see if it's still at where it was. Hold on. Rotten Tomatoes. Uh, it was at like 97 when I last looked at it. I expect it to go
Hmm.
down though. Uh, yeah, it's still at 92%, man. That's crazy. Crazy high for a sequel, especially a horror sequel. Wow. Okay, cool. Um, Sinners is the highest rated movie so far this year, Eric. Your review, I think, was spot on, man.
What?
Sinners, the highest rated
Uh,
movie this year so far. Crazy good. Crazy good. I want to watch it.
I'm
First up,
curious about how well Ironheart will be now because Coogler's doing the script.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. Coogler's just a good writer and good director, man. He did both the Black Panther movies, which I'm the second Black Panther movie, Eric. I am highly, highly impressed with what Coogler was able to do with that movie, being that uh, what's his name passed away. I thought he did an incredible job with that movie. Just hats off to him. Uh, let's see. Uh,
Do you think someone's brain damaged that they want Super Mario Brothers 4, even though there's a new Super Mario Brothers series? They want specifically 4 to be in the title
why? Who
for not
cares?
Brothers. Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like, who cares? You know, there's so many Mario properties, Eric. Like, there's nothing to complain
Super Mario
about.
World was going to be called Super Mario Brothers 4 at some point, with Super Mario World being the subtitle,
Yeah,
but they decided just to drop the numbers entirely because I'm thinking at that point Nintendo was like, we're just gonna keep making Mario games. The number we don't want the numbers going into the 20s or whatever, so we'll just drop numbers
yeah,
and sell the game based on a concept, which is what they've been doing since
yeah,
World.
yeah. All right, Breakman, if you're listening, we're in Discord. Feel free to head on over. I sent you an invite. Why does it do that, man? Fuck, I hate when it does this. Uh,
I only just now got my Nintendo Switch reservation invitation from the My Nintendo store, which I don't need anymore.
Huh. Well, you could make money off of it, Eric, if you get another one. It's stupid.
I give it the break.
Yeah, maybe Break would get it. Ask him.
Hmm.
Where we at? All right, there we go. Wicked Radio.
72 hours to complete your purchase from when you receive the email. It's not a
Ri-
lot of time, but I guess it's more than what I was expecting. Maybe
Huh, that's interesting. I might buy that from you, Eric, if you get it, and then turn it around Christmas. Bunch of rich people sell it for $1,000. You know that thing's gonna sell for easily 1,000, Eric, at Christmas. I don't want to be one of those fucking douchebags that do that though. Ah, where is the brakeman? He should be here.
if I can scrounge up the money. Maybe I'll purchase it.
Yeah, I mean that would help, dude. It'd help you tremendously if you could sell it. I don't think I got
I'll
that
just give it
email.
a break.
Yeah, let's see.
Just give it to him whenever he has the money for it.
Maybe. What is this?
You could sell his Switch Lite to help cover the costs.
Maybe. We'll see. I know he had a lot money to pay up. Okay, there's my tickets. Yay. All right. Good there. All right. Let me get that out of there. All right. If you're just joining, the show is RP Grinders. I'm Frank, along with my cohort, Eric. The Great Breakman the Bold will be here momentarily. I sent him the invite. We're just hoping that he joins here real soon. I'm sure he will. Why does it do this every time? Every time I barely touch this mouse and it um changes how like it zooms in for whatever reason. And I'm like, that's not what I want. All right, let's put this guy up here. All right, we'll wait for Breakman for a few more minutes, Eric, and then we shall get started. Uh, the Breakman, what are you? Hmm. Testes. One, two, three. This mic is so weird, Eric. It's really, really fucking heavy.
Mm.
Um, but I guess that's good. It's well constructed. It's kind of a directional mic. If you're on one side, I wish there was a setting. Hold on a second. Hold on. That's better. Jesus Christ. I was going crazy. It was doing like hold on, let me check out the other setting. Might as well. Uh, check, check. 1, 2. That's cool. That's better. All right. All right. Doesn't matter where. All right. Cool. Hold on. Let's check this out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Okay. That's much better. I was like, if I went on one side of the mic, does that sound better, Eric?
Mm,
Or does it sound the same?
sounds almost the same.
All right. Does it sound better or worse?
Then try the last setting then.
All right. Hold on. Uh,
Any comparison?
what What about now? Better, worse, indifferent?
Kind of indifferent to it.
All right. What about this? Hold on. What about here? No, I don't like this one. This one doesn't sound good. Hmm. It's either this one, check 1, 2, or this one, check 1, 2.
Mm, I could tell the difference, but it's very slight.
All right. What's better? The one before or this one?
That one.
All right. I'll keep it on this one then. All right. Come on, Brakeman. Where art thou, Brakeman? Let me send him another invite. Hold on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Now, I don't like this setting. Hold on, Eric. Maybe this is better. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Cuts me off when I do humming. It's weird.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we can invite the Brakeman. I tried using the soundboard for this, Eric, and it only lets you do like quick clips, and that's it. And that sucks. Let me invite Brakeman again. Brakeman, Brakeman. There we go. Sent Break the invite. He was in chat. Let's see. Let's see if he is still in chat. Reno. Yep, still in chat. Do you hear us, Brakeman? All right. Another minute and I'm going to get started. Eric. Ooh, I got to get the RPGrinders soundboard up. There we go. And there we go there. All right, Eric. Are you ready to rock the house?
Yeah,
He's like, yeah. Sorta, kinda. Hey, at least
I'm
your
tired.
I know. At least your week is done though, you know? All right. Let's let's get started. And welcome everybody to episode 823 of RP Grinders. What's up, Bernie? Nice to have you here. I am your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohort, Eric the Great. Breakman the Bold, I saw in chat earlier. He should be here very soon. Eric, how are you, sir?
I want to smash all the gods' faces with my rod.
That kind of a week, huh, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with smashing God's faces with your rod, Eric.
That's
Just
why I like Wukong, the Anger's Atheist in me.
yeah,
Is happy when I play it.
yeah. All right, buddy. Let's get started with the news.
RPG
All right,
News.
Eric. First story. By the way, did you hear the audio cue there by chance?
Um, no, we still can't
Fuck.
hear that shit. I
Fuck.
can barely hear it. That's just to know that it's a thing. Just
Yeah.
can't hear it clearly.
All right. I don't know. All right, Eric. First news story. You there?
Yeah, I was just adding something to my stinkos.
Oh.
First story is from RPG site. Um, the quintessential quintuplets RPG. Wait. Um, I think. No, we talked about something else. I think.
Yeah.
That's right. Mages are really.
Oh, you're breaking up
No,
there.
wait. Oh, sorry. This actually is old. This is from last week, not
Yeah,
this week.
that's what I
I need to
thought. Yeah.
let's move on to the next one.
All right. Go ahead. Breakman, do we have you here?
Actually, Little Mage is also old.
All
Or
right.
all these new Oracle are old. I forgot to update them. I thought I updated them.
All right. So we have no news to go through then, right,
Yeah,
Eric? All
that's
right.
fine. I don't think there was anything going on this week anyway.
Eric's like, these are all new. What the hell? All right. Hey, Breakman, do we have you?
This news is irrelevant. Fuck it.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Breakman, nice to have you here, man.
I got
How
no time for the news, so what do we have? No news.
I know. It's funny because we started
Um,
a little bit later, and
Hmm.
I was like, I know why Break is doing this, so he gets out of the news, and then you get on right when we're doing the news, and there's no news, so perfect timing,
Winning.
Breakman.
Winning.
Yes, exactly.
there is some news. I could just do headline news. Stellar Blades got a release date for June 11th on PC, along with the complete edition that has the DLC that's already previously been sold.
Yeah.
And Persona 5 The Phantom X is launching on June 26th in the West for iOS, Android, and PC, which is Steam. And it's a part of the mobile game
All right.
for obviously for the PC release, but the mobile version's also coming west.
All
This
right.
is a game that was previously released only in China. Um, and that's pretty much it, other than the fact that Tribe Nine's ending service on November 27th, and all future content updates have been canceled.
Yikes.
It's like you make a mobile game and nobody plays it, of course it's gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you release a game on mobile, that's probably going to happen anyways. Like people aren't really receptive to the mobile space in the West like they are in Japan.
How many news
And
stories?
even then, it's an uphill battle to keep it going.
Yeah. How many news stories do we got, Eric?
Um, let's see. Those are the only ones that really stood out to me
Okay. How was your
this
week,
week.
Break?
It was a week or something. I'm confused. What's going on now? What
I
happened?
just asking you how your week was, bud.
Yeah,
We got
I'm,
through the news, so we're good there.
I'm burned. It's a long week. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too, man.
I don't even remember this week really.
Yeah. Well, those I mean, yeah. Either that or you just your mind just consciously
Blocked
forgot
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I there was a lot of times when I was a contractor and I'd have to drive like down to Colorado Springs, which is about an hour,
Oh,
hour and 20 minutes away, and I would just forget like the whole drive because it was so, like forgettable.
boring and mundane. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like driving through middle Ohio. Like it's just farmland and flat land for miles.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. Freak5 says new
Oh,
stinko, no nudes. What does that mean? Oh yeah,
I got
no
two.
nudes.
I get two more news articles that I found, and that's it.
Oh my
Um,
god. Okay, Eric.
fantasy adventure act, fantasy adventure action RPG Silver Palace announced for mobile console, PC with pre-registration is not live. Built in Unreal Engine 5, and it's probably got some gotcha stuff because it's a mobile game.
All
But
right.
Dragon is Dead is exiting early access and releases on June 6th for PC, and it's a roguelike action RPG.
All right. Anything else, Eric?
I'm kind of disappointed that this game is a roguelike because it looked neat, and now I'm learning that's kind of procedurally generated. And
Yeah. Has there ever been a procedurally generated game that either of you have really liked?
not really.
Yeah.
procedurally generated games. I can't really. Well, I do actually. Diablo.
Yeah.
Uh,
Diablo. Yeah.
and Hades maybe.
Yeah.
Like
Hades.
there are
Yeah.
very few of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
there are like it took me a while to think of something, but yeah, like that's the only real thing I can think of is Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo's.
and I guess any given mystery dungeon game.
Hey Freak5, how's it going? He says I like roguelikes. Mines of Moria.
I don't
Modia.
hate roguelikes. I just hate when they don't do enough to motivate you to keep playing,
Yeah.
especially when they're punishing as heck and you don't feel like you're making any progress.
Yeah. Hey Breakman, bring that up during free for all. Okay?
Punishing hardness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
All right.
yeah, I love talking about hardness.
All right, Eric, anything else, sir?
Um, that's it,
All right.
really.
Let's move on to what we've been playing.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Breakman, what have you been playing?
Not much new. Actually, nothing new. A lot of Dragon's Dogma. I have just trying to been building up my characters, just trying to get stronger so I can take on Death. There must be some secret to it because he's brutal. He's an asshole. And more of Dragon's Dogma. Every time I think like I'm close to like getting unlocking stuff, it's like, oh no, you're not. There's a lot more to unlock. More keeps
Yeah.
popping up like, oh, there's more weapons. You've added a new weapon. What the? How do you have more weapons? You've got like over 100 characters, and each character has their own goddamn weapon. You keep adding more weapons. Okay.
Well, it's like that game Expedition 33, which everybody's been talking about, Breakman. I hear tell there's like 150,000 or not thousand, 150 songs in that game. So like every like enemy has their own like it's just crazy the amount of music in that game. I
Yeah,
thought that
I've
was
been
really
seeing the
cool.
game getting a lot of praise online, but I hadn't
Yeah.
really read into it much.
Yeah, yeah. My son said he's gonna get it for my birthday, so I'm kind of curious. It's like a turn-based game, but with like quick time kind of elements. I know that sounds weird, but
Is it
apparently
rhythm based?
no, not
No,
rhythm, but the big
I
thing.
wouldn't even consider it quick time events. It's more like Sekiro dodge and parry timings.
Yeah, yeah, something like that, like dodge and parry. But the big thing is the parrying. That's where the game gets really rewarding. But my son
Oh,
raves about it. He said it's the greatest RPG he's ever played, and he's played a ton.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
definitely
need
want to try it
time.
out.
I need time to play it, but like I've just got through most of Wukong, but I'm putting it on pause while I wait for the DLC to come out. And then I've still got 100 line to play, which is like 100+ hours of
yeah.
content.
What else you been playing, Break? Anything else?
Nothing else, but I do want to check out that game, especially now that I know it's not rhythm based. Because if it's rhythm based, I know there's no way in hell I'll ever beat it.
No, it's not rhythm based. You can
Uh,
dodge, but it's less
ah,
rewarding than parrying. I
yeah,
don't
I can
know.
only play Guitar Hero on
You better
easy.
I,
I
Yeah,
couldn't beat
I,
Patapon. Like, I
yeah,
suck at rhythm.
yeah,
play it in French.
yeah. All right. You know what? I played a
Also, the
little.
game is French as fuck because like you can get costumes for your character with them wearing a baguette.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Diablo 4. And it's really weird. I don't. don't understand that game. Like, I started off, just adventuring level one, whatever, trying to level up, learning the mechanics. Which there's really with Diablo games, it's pretty much loot everything that
Push
that
button,
yeah
click button,
yeah
go.
yeah pretty
You click
much.
mouse, go. Loot.
Yeah,
Click
but I
this.
mean,
Click
there's
mouse
a
button.
there's a little bit of nuance, but I always play like a barbarian, and it's basically just mash buttons and get through it. And
My favorite was Necromancer because I love like having my minions do my work for me.
oh yeah, I love that too.
I'll be over here looting this chest. I've got more important things to do than deal with those guys.
Yeah,
So you go do
exactly. You
that.
guys take care of my shit. But but they did something really odd. Like, I played a couple of times and then I went back to the game and they're like, "Oh, thanks for returning the game. We're gonna level you up to 50, and we're gonna give you all the legendary shit. Legendary armor and weapons and all kinds of shit." And I'm like, okay, but doesn't that defeat the purpose of the game? Like, don't you want me to go find these weapons in the game and shit? So I'm like, okay. And I go through it and I'm just like fucking blasting through everything. There's like no danger whatsoever. And, it's like,
No, that
uh,
sucks.
yeah, it's, I don't know.
Like, I mean, even though it was easy to play a game, it'd be hard sometimes. It'd be punishing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want a Diablo where I'm just walking through it like there's no trouble.
You know what? But I am at the
I think
beginning.
maybe I think
Eric.
maybe they gave you that stuff because they want you to play the new content, which is
Yeah,
harder.
I'm assuming so. I'm assuming
They
so.
blizzard you.
Yeah, but I'm assuming so, Eric. But I will say I'm just like at the beginning level, so maybe as I get up to like the rest of the map, it's gonna be quite a bit harder. So I don't know.
Mm.
I like it. I think it's really really pretty. It's a good game and kind of enjoying the story a little bit too. There's a lot of stuff to do in that game and
Well, this is sometimes fun to be super powered. You just want to kind of relax your mind and just destroy
yeah
everything you see.
yeah
But like Diablo, I kind of want like I don't know, like I feel more rewarding after I win a big boss fight and get good loot.
yeah yeah. I mean it's not like there's no challenge, but in the lower levels, like if you're level 50, what can harm you?
I
I
think
mean,
the next DLC for Diablo 4 is coming out soon.
yeah.
You're walking through the first level of the dungeon like you're Saitama and shit. Like,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, bitch.
Yeah, so I went to like the first three bosses, and the only one, I mean, no trouble at all, right? Because like low level bosses, and you're level 50. The last one actually took half of one of my health bars away. So I was like, ooh, that's impressive. Like squash. It's like it's over. All right, on to the next thing. But I am enjoying like when you play a game like that, it's kind of enjoyable to look at the details of what you're looking at because it's one of those darker games that we talk about,
Yeah,
Breakman.
yeah, you're right.
But
Diablo's always been like that. That's one of the
yeah,
big flaws of the game, I think.
yeah, yeah. But if you have the time to look at everything, you can make out everything, and I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to go through it that way. So there we go. All right, let's move on to
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Breakman. Do you have any reviews?
And we're already at the reviews.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only been like 20 minutes. Okay, anyway, I guess I can review Ander. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
season finale.
All right.
I don't want to go into spoilers because the season finale just dropped this week. But the second season deals with, I guess it's the last 5 years building up to the Battle of Yavin, or building up to what happens in Rogue One,
Yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
which leads into the Battle of Yavin. It's what happens to Andor and what happens to the ISB agents who are investigating him and trying to find the rebellion. It's like it's gritty and dark sometimes, and I don't mean dark as in hard to see. I mean dark as in like
Content
ooh,
dark. Content
yeah,
dark. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. It's more brutal than you normally see from regular Star Wars, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but It's not necessarily a bad thing. Because a lot of us have been around since Star Wars has been around, you know? I like Star Wars came out in 77, I was born in 78. So like it's always been a part of my life, essentially.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm in my 40s now. It's kind of nice to have the more adult contents, especially when you're dealing with the dark side of the Empire and how they like to handle things. How they go on to deal with like the small planets and uprisings and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
their prison
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
They go into more of that stuff, and it's like, shit, man. The Empire is just fucking devious in every single way.
Mm.
Like and the way they treat each other, like it's just like, yeah, like they're just look at each other's stepping stones, essentially,
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
climb over each other to get to the top. And
Yeah.
Cassian Andor is just he's he doesn't start out as a rebel, but by the end we know how he turns out in Rogue One. Like he's the most loyal of the rebels,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So it's
Slagar.
his fight.
Slagar says, "Holy sheets! I made it home like 50-mile-an-hour winds out there. Hello, RP Grinders. What's up,
Damn,
Slagar?
we're starting to
Nice
get
to
hit
have
by a
you here.
storm too here, Slagar.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are you
Okay,
giving
damn.
Andor season 2, Breakman?
There's one scene like that just and I'll say that it gets better for this character, but one character in the first season goes through pretty much the worst abuse you can go through, just in every single way. And this season started out the same goddamn way. Like it just felt like they're just torturing this poor woman just to torture her at some points, which made me feel uncomfortable. And I get their point, like they want to make you feel uncomfortable because this is the Empire, and these people are evil and they want to show you how evil they are. It wasn't just the Empire who was evil. They don't want you to feel bad about killing stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are terrible people, essentially.
Hmm.
Um,
They're not the bumbling idiots, and well, they're bumbling idiots, but
yeah, I mean they're still bumbling idiots. So they still can't shoot for shit.
I wonder if they ever do an explanation why they're so terrible at shooting,
Well,
man.
they have it's the helmets
Ah,
actually.
gotcha.
The helmets were cost efficient, but they weren't made for great seeing.
Hmm.
They're made that way for intimidation purposes mostly.
Ah, gotcha.
And the Empire was all about cost cutting and saving money, mostly so the Emperor could use the money to send it to things like the Death Star,
Hmm.
creation of the Death Star. Something like that.
Gotcha.
Like kind of like what we've seen now, with billionaires siphon off money into his own bank accounts and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sort of the same thing. Yeah, so there was a lot of cost cutting measures and as far as the Empire. For instance, go back and watch the original Star Wars. You know something you don't see on the Death Star?
What's that?
Guardrails.
Guardrails. Yeah. Why
Yeah,
would you?
nowhere. There's no safety whatsoever on the fucking Death Star.
Yeah.
They
And why
don't
you
care if someone dies.
Palpatine gets that bite in his ass because there's no guardrails where Vader threw him. And also Vader's suit was made the way it was.
Yep.
Because they were being cheap, even though he intended it as a punishment.
And also it was easier to torture him that way. But Vader did make improvements to his suit over the years. Like he did a lot to fix the intentional damage that Palpatine did, but he left some of it intentionally because fear and pain, dark side powers.
Mm.
So there was kind of a back and forth for Vader as far as what he was doing with his suit and trying to live like he doesn't want to be in constant pain, but constant pain also fuels the dark side.
Did you feel
He does.
bad? Did you feel bad for Vader at the end of what is it, 3 break? Did you like when he was talking to Luke and he was dying or whatever?
I mean,
That's
one.
episode 6, not 3.
Oh, 6, sorry.
Oh, you're talking about 697. It really, you needed to see more of the character to feel real sympathy for him at that time. At that point, like he just saved Luke's life,
Yeah.
but we hadn't seen him do much anything else that was good. Like we found out he tortured his own fucking daughter, for God's sakes, at that point, Like
Yeah.
the trilogy did a lot better job of redeeming Anakin. They made his fall of grace more understandable, in even if they made it more horrific, like killing children, for instance.
Yeah, Slagar says you needed the prequels to feel sorry for him. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, yeah,
yep, exactly.
yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah. What do we did you finish your review on Andor, right? Break?
Oh, a score.
Yeah.
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 Well, I went off on the Wikipedia land. I don't know. I don't know what kind of score I want to give it because I've been given so many perfect tens lately that I feel like I'm going to regret it if I give something else a 10.
You don't have to
You know,
regret it. Who's gonna call you on it, Break? Come on.
at the same time, I think this is one of the greatest fictions in Star Wars right now because it's very relevant to what's going on in our world. For instance, like watching an evil dictatorship take over. Um, yeah, you like seeing the loyalty that people pledge to it, even knowing like the horrible things they do. Like, well, it's still for peace. Like you're enslaving people, but it's for peace. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Freak Five says, well, also the clone troopers were formed from a soldier who wore a helmet. When the clone troopers died off and were replaced, the training couldn't help with that. I guess that makes sense. Freak Five. So, all right, all right. Any other reviews? Break.
Um,
Just
no, that's it. I'll give it a 9.5.
all right, all right. Why the
It's a
nine and a
great.
half?
Um, why a 9.5?
Yeah, because you didn't want to give it
Um,
10. Was there pacing issues with the series or?
no, I'm trying to think of a reason to knock it off a point. Hold on.
All right,
No, I'll just give it a 10 because I can't think of a reason right why I should
I figured.
dock it. Just because it's one like I want more. Like
Yeah,
the way it's designed was it's a 12 episode show,
yeah,
and
yeah.
first every 3 episodes essentially is meant to be like a small period of time in Andor's life, in a 5 year period. So like 1 year, and then a year later, and then a year later, such like that.
I
So
got you.
they um I'd say the overall weight it might be, no, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
So I'll just say nothing. It's a great show. Just watch it.
All right, all
Um,
right.
oh, I know what it's missing the force though. Like there's no
Ah,
force, and that's why I think it could be better for people who aren't into Star Wars. You know,
yeah,
because there's not that mysticism type thing. If
yeah,
they like science fiction but they're not into that,
yeah,
especially when he goes to prison in the first season and you see how they're devious of a system they make.
yeah.
Like it's really great storytelling. And it's really like, wow, they came. Whoever designed this is fucking sick in the head.
Oh, Slagar says they
Oh,
use
you're
force
right. I
healing.
guess they did use force healing. But Andor himself kind of poo-pooed it. You know, he said this is just bull crap, even though it did heal him. But you're right, they did use force healing. I forgot about
Hmm.
that.
You think there will be an Andor season 3 break or no?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I think at best we could look forward to maybe comic books filling in the gaps.
Okay. So
But
is there still a
Or
gap?
another show that takes around place the same time but from a different angle.
Yeah.
maybe something like
Okay.
that.
So they basically brought it up to Rogue One, then, is what
Yep.
you're saying. All right. Well,
Yep.
that's cool. That's cool. All right. Eric, do you have a review for us this week?
Nope.
All right. I got a real quick review for a movie called Late Phases. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this movie, but it's a
No.
it's a werewolf movie, and it's a pretty cool concept. Basically, this blind guy, this ex-veteran blind guy, moves into this. It's not a. It's like a retirement community, where they're fully independent and they have different things like taking people to church and whatever. And he, I mean, he's obviously like trained in combat and all these things, but he's blind, and he's immediately he senses kind of weirdness in this community, and come to find out there's a werewolf in the community, and attacks his neighbor, kills his neighbor, and it went into his house to try to kill him, but he's such a badass that he fended it off. But it gets his service dog, and so he has this vendetta, and the whole movie is him trying to figure out. He can smell things, obviously, and hear things, and feel, and all that stuff. And the actor who played this guy is tremendous, and it was nice to see this guy like get right, like basically manipulate everybody in the town to get what he wants. I'm gonna go over here to get a gravestone, which later on ends up playing you think it's for the dog, and it is, but there's a different use for it, which I thought was pretty brilliant. So it's a nifty movie. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 8. I got it on Fandango for $5. It's easily worth $5. I could see myself going back to that movie and watching it. It's among the werewolf films, I would put it in top 10 easy. So if you like werewolf movies, I say give it a look. It's really really good. So 7.5. I might bump it up to an 8 because there's not very many werewolf movies, but this one is fairly exceptional. Exceptional. I highly recommend it. So check it out. All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segments.
Do you like uses a score?
Stinko of the week.
What's that, Break?
Did you give it a score? I didn't hear a score.
Yeah, I don't think he gave us a score.
I did. I said 7.5, maybe 8 for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I put it in my top 10 werewolf movies of all time. So, where exactly? I'm not 100% sure, but very good. And I can tell.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it because we were talking about Star Wars in chat. So.
Oh yeah, no worries. All right, Breakman, your stinkos of the week.
Oh, fuck. Well, I've got some that are. I'm gonna save this one for last, I think, because this is just the one of the most horrific things I've ever heard. So let's go back and start here. Well, let's just go ahead and start what we all know. The other countries, terrorist countries, for instance, countries that have been led by former terrorists or that are funding terrorists, are openly buying the United States president.
Oh, I had that in my stinkos too. Are you talking specifically about a $400 million gift, Breakman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely that one. It's not just that one though. Also the hotel, the former ISIS member, who is now I forget which country he's the leader of. Their
Qatar? Are you talking Qatar?
Yeah, he's sucking up to them to get a hotel built in their country.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like they're I hate him so fucking much. So anyway, I'm sure we'll talk about that more when we get to your stinkos. This one's sad. The death of college football player Ben Crispin. I don't know if you saw that. It happened actually last week.
I didn't
not.
See it. I did not.
Yeah.
Break. What happened?
I didn't see it either, but it was the coach talking about it. Is why I noticed it. He died of undiagnosed heart problems, but anti-vaxxers are using he was vaccinated and such like that. They're using his death to spread it, and that's the coach has come out like "fuck you" essentially to anybody saying that.
Okay.
Spreading the anti-vaxxers
misinformation.
Yeah. The anti-vaxxers follow a guy who says that autism is caused by medicine, that AIDS isn't caused by HIV, and he goes swimming in septic tanks.
Oh boy. Eric is exiled, by the way. Son of a bitch.
I was wondering if you guys say anything about that. RFK, like what? Did you see that he's swimming in like water that the I forget which commission. It's like, you shouldn't swim in that water. That's toxic. There's like human contaminants of fecal matter and stuff in that water. Okay, do it, dude. You're in charge,
Yeah,
jackass.
RFK is an idiot, man. I don't think
Yeah.
any more needs
And
to be
he's gonna
said.
get so many people killed.
Why isn't he dead instead?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, damn it! I forgot what to. There was something J.K. Rowling's did. She's on my list. I can't remember. I didn't put specifically what she did.
She's just a turd
Oh,
bucket.
I actually do remember. There was a cisgender woman who was in a local bathroom, and she was essentially attacked by security. Like, they were banging on her door, and they forced her out because she was a lesbian, and she kind of looked more masculine than feminine. She wasn't their type of feminine. And, J.K. Rowling was celebrating that. So it was never about just like it was never about protecting women from trans women. It's always been about her hatred of the LGBT community in general.
Yeah. She's. I believe I gave her an all-time Stinko's Hall of Shame award.
Mhm.
Maybe a year or two. I don't know if you remember that, Breakman.
Yeah, I do.
She's up there. She's a
Yeah.
Hall of Shamer for sure. Yeah.
She's trying to say, like, if she supports gay people, she just doesn't support like the trans community. She's just protecting them. No, that's all bullshit. This is like one of the things we've said about protecting trans women protects cisgender women too, because cisgender women get victimized by these trans laws. If a women don't look like enough of a woman to another female, that female goes and complains to security, and has security check that person's genitals, for fuck's sake. Like cisgender women are abused by these anti-trans women laws.
I agree. And Freak5 says there was a female employee who got fired for her job from her job because of something similar happening. Also, I believe now it is officially illegal to be a trans person in Texas. So great job, Texas. Great job. What else you got, Brakeman?
Well, remember how we've said that Trump going after immigrants has nothing to do with like crimes and stuff like that, or illegal or anything else? It's about racism.
Yes.
Well, you know how we know for a fact it's about racism?
How's that, Break?
Because Trump just invited a whole bunch of African immigrants, white African immigrants in this country. At least one of them has a long criminal history.
Oh, that's because of Elon Musk. Elon Musk pushed for that,
Oh
Brakeman.
yeah, these are white men, all white.
Yeah.
White men and their
Figures.
families, and their
It
white
figures.
families. It's
Yeah.
while we're kicking out people who are under threat of genocide,
Yeah.
Elon Musk Elon and Trump are making up fake genocides to protect rich white people, racist white people with histories of violence and criminality, and bringing them into our country.
Yeah.
It's never been about protecting. It's never been about getting the criminals. He just literally invited them into our country.
Yep.
Anyway, but they're white, so it's okay, right?
Of course.
The Ohio Supreme Court ruled against the widow whose husband was suffocated by nitrogen within a corrupt business. This is in the same state where Yost, our number one cop or lawyer, whatever position you want to call it, attorney general, he's been trying to get nitrogen used as the replacement for whatever drug they're using to kill criminals when you execute people. So while the Supreme Court's saying it's not deadly, apparently, yes, it is. Our Supreme Court's just fucking crooked as shit.
Yeah. I mean, they have been pushing back a little bit on Trump, in fairness, Brakeman, but
No, I'm talking about the Ohio Supreme Court. They're not pushing back on Trump at all.
I got you. Okay. I thought you
were. This is the most crooked, corrupt state in the country. It is.
Yeah, I think there's a couple others up there too, but
there are other ones who can argue, but we are currently being ruled by people who have essentially. We've talked about many of the things they've done, but most importantly, they violated the Constitution of this country and the state multiple times.
What is the
multiple times.
what's the
And they've
remedy?
been rich off of it too. Anyway,
What
so
what's the
yeah,
remedy?
nitrogen
What's the
sounds.
remedy, Breakman, for these
I
Supreme
don't know
Court?
because that's something I actually wanted to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come back to the rest of these because I want to. This kind of actually leads into something that I wanted to really complain about. When you say remedy,
Yeah,
that is a perfect example of what the major problem is for me.
yeah,
How long have I been saying Ohio is corrupt? We
yeah.
have corrupt politicians.
Long time, long time.
How many times have you heard the Democratic Party say a goddamn thing in
Never.
Washington?
They're spineless. You know, I've talked about this, Breakman. They don't want to fix it. They think that things will swing back, and they do. They swing back and forth. They go from populist left to populist right to centrist to left to right. Everything really centers in the middle always. You know, and if they fuck around too much, Breakman, we will fall into a dictatorship. I don't think it's
Mhm.
Trump. I really don't, because he's a complete idiot, a complete moron who bungles his way and is doing stupid things and can never get
And
anything
Trump's the
done.
scapegoat. Essentially, we've talked about this. Trump is the puppet. Like they've got him in there, and they're going to let him take all the hits and all the blame, and let him do
Yeah,
their work
yeah,
for him,
yeah,
essentially, or uh, get him to do their work, essentially,
yeah,
and let him take all the damage. And while he's deteriorating mentally and physically,
yeah,
they're going to come in with probably Amendment 25 and say, "Look, he can't do the job anymore.
yeah,
We need
yeah,
to
yeah,
advance
yeah,
him here."
yeah, yeah.
And then that's going
A
to say,
hundred
"Well, we need
percent.
Vance for 4 years. He didn't get 4 years. That's not fair." And then he'll get the Supreme Court to agree with him.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. We've
uh,
seen this play out a few times before, Breakman. You know, not the 25th Amendment, but wait till the time comes out and then but I agree with you. They're going to do that probably the third year, I'm guessing.
yeah.
And then, you know, you're right. They'll be like, "Oh, JD Vance didn't get enough time to do what he needed to do to clean up Trump's mess." And then they'll all
Yep.
go
And the
all
Supreme
in.
Court will side with him.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. And
So
then in the meantime, if Roberts or Thomas or any number of those old ass fucking Supreme Court justice decides to retire, well, here's a brand new, younger one that's
you
going to
know,
be in there even longer. It'll be
the next
seven
judge is going
to,
to be like 18 years old.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't put it past him to put
Yeah.
shit like that in place. Um,
18-year-old loyal MAGA bro.
yeah,
So anyway, I bring all that up because Governor DeWine he's not the biggest Trump supporter. He never
yeah,
has been, but
yeah,
he doesn't want to openly diss Trump because obviously Ohio's Trump country.
yeah, yeah,
But there have been a lot of Republicans who are, they don't want to openly diss Trump, but they don't like him. And then there have been ones like John Kasich who've hated him from the jump and have just openly, and they're not around anymore because
yeah,
if you don't support Trump and you're a Republican, you're gone essentially.
yeah,
But
exactly.
so Mike DeWine's kept quiet about it, but he's going against one of Trump's mandates or something. I forget what the whole thing is about. But it's about taxes. I'm sorry, which is what angers MAGA. So how we're mentioning Democrats in Washington say nothing
Yeah,
when corruption's going on, when
yes,
a
yes,
Republican is doing horrible things. Well, when Republicans doing governor is doing something that they don't like, other Republicans come after them.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
for instance, the president's son, like who is, pretty influential in the Democratic or in the Republican Party.
yeah,
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 he's leading a revolt against against Mike DeWine. This is from outside in Washington. Where have the Democrats been when Mike DeWine and the Republicans have run the most expensive scam in Ohio history, which they've profited off of, and they're
they,
still profiting off of?
yeah. The answer is, Breakman, they don't care. They don't care because everybody's getting their share of the
This is
money.
one of the reasons Republicans win.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Breakman. No
Mhm.
doubt. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. All right. What else you got, Break?
Okay, this one goes to this is a stinko, but not for the most. I know I've given this guy probably an all-time lifetime stinko because I can't stand his guts. He's a horrible human being. But this time he did something good. I But what he found is horrible, so it stays in the Stinko, so I don't have to give him a Sweeto. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm never going to give James O'Keefe a Sweeto. He doesn't deserve them. He deserves to be in prison. Anyway, if you don't remember who James O'Keefe is, he's that right-wing investigator type person who made up all the stories about um, Planned Parenthood chopping up babies and stuff like that, and selling body parts shit. Well, he went undercover to investigate why the Epstein files are not being released.
Yeah.
And he got Pam Bondi under record, admitting that she's hiding them.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yep.
And
She got
now,
her on video admitting it.
how long
That
is
they're
it?
like,
Yeah. How long
what's
is it
that?
going to be before they call him a bad actor and he, he's not to be trusted and all this bullshit, you know?
Yeah, essentially it is. Pam Bondi released. We all know she released the evidence had already been released at this point. She just kind of dumped it out there, so it was disorganized, and people had to go through it and all this stuff. And I think that was all a delay tactic because when she got to the Epstein files, she found out that Trump and a lot of other wealthy people's names are all fucking over those documents.
Yeah. What a shocker
And
there,
she's doing
Breakman.
everything she can to protect them right now. She doesn't like she's by the way, she's also in on this whole scam of the president getting a $400 plane.
Yeah,
She worked with her.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Qatar.
ambassador to Qatar. Yeah. Yep.
So we got her on tape admitting that basically she's trying to slow down the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's
Yes.
talk about how Republicans they're having a budget proposal which is going to do things that are going to eliminate support for LGBTQ people, and have LG. Oh my god, I can't talk today. I'm not even talking. I'm not even trying to do Japanese. I still can't talk. So anyway, representatives of the community advocate group had a planned meeting with Ohio Republicans about like these pricing and stuff like this. But at the last minute, the Republicans canceled the meeting and wouldn't let them in and just ruled on the budgeting anyway.
Interesting.
So they're Republicans. That's one of the things we talk about, like how corrupt they are. They're doing everything they can to make sure the Ohio citizens have no say whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're kicking us out of meetings. They're not letting us in. They're doing voting at under the cover of night shit, essentially.
Yeah, they do that shit quite often. Breakman. Yeah, quite often. Yep. It's like the city council here in Aurora, which is just east of Denver. They like to have like stealth city council meetings to vote on shit and like to suppress people's First Amendment and yeah. It's typical. Yeah. What else you got,
Speaking of
Blake?
suppressing First Amendments,
Yep.
Ohio Republicans have proposed a new event, a new month celebration, even though technically it's not going to go over a month, because they've proposed it to go from Mother's Day to Father's Day. Their new celebration of traditional marriage, which they want to go over about half of Pride Month.
Huh.
Like, yeah, it's not like they're barely even trying to hide the fact that we're just trying to get rid of us.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna have a fight on their hands, Breakman, because there's plenty of LGBTQ plus people in the military. So good luck with that, is what I'm telling them. And by the way, the military's actually shown quite a resistance to a lot of the policies that are trying to be visited by the Republicans. So what else you got, Break?
Well, because even Republicans don't respect alcoholics.
Yeah. Yes. What else you got, Break?
I think I talked a little bit about this, about the ICE agents, how there are people out there impersonating them. Because apparently you can go online, and I thought it was just a rumor, but apparently it's true. You can go online and find them for ICE jacket for as cheap as $10.
Fuck.
and go impersonate an ICE agent.
Oh,
So people have been doing that.
I think that should be criminal. Isn't impersonating an officer criminal anyways?
Oh yeah, that's against the law. That's against the law.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
guess ICE agents aren't technically cops, or maybe it's just that they don't want to arrest white people because, again, this has nothing to do with criminals. It's all about skin color.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, and speaking of ICE, since I'm still on the topic of ICE, ICE is in Congress begging for money and more troops and shit like that. But do you know what they admitted has happened in this just since January the 20th?
What's that?
9 people have died in their custody.
Oh yeah.
They've hid this from the public. We had no idea that anybody had died in their custody to this point.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? You expect them to be open and honest?
No, but our media reporters and such like that have not been doing a fucking good job.
Yeah, our media sucks. I've talked about that too.
But,
That's a big part of our problem. Instead of showing us the truth, I mean, for fuck's sake, Mexico's media is better than our media. Breakman. If somebody gets beheaded in the street, they put it on the front page. Head and all. You know? I mean, this is ridiculous.
We're more worried about offending people. We can't do that because kids. Like everything we do in America is because kids. We can't offend children.
Yep. I'm kind of sick of that.
Kids have their own thoughts.
Yeah. Welcome, Keeper. He says, "Are we grinding with Bernie? Your exiled Keeper. How dare you, son of a bitch."
Do you mean grinding on Bernie? Oh, sorry.
Just kidding. Freak5 says, something Trump did is going to let Meth Queen's sister get out of prison early, so I guess Trump is okay with criminals being free, at least if they aren't immigrants. Well, there you go.
And he was Chauvin convicted on a federal trial, or was it a state trial? Because I know they're petitioning people, or people are petitioning Trump to pardon him.
State, I believe. State. So he's not.
I don't think he can pardon state, right?
Nope, he cannot. But he can put influence on it. So
yeah. True.
All right. What else you got?
This one, I asked on what's it called again? I forget. Bluebird or whatever it is, Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm insulting it because I didn't get any fucking laughs. I'm disappointed. But I asked if we're living in a Paul Verhoeven movie.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the precursor to Starship Troopers right now.
No, I think this is the
RoboCop.
No, this is the precursor to Showgirls.
So, anyways, the reason I say that is because Kristi Noem has made a proposal, and apparently like a bunch of people are in on this, and so it'll probably end up happening. She wants to make immigration into a fucking game show. Like, people come into this country competing to get, in stupid contests like it's fucking the Survivor or whatever, so they can get into this country.
Oh yeah, brilliant idea. Let's capitalize, make a shit ton of money. People will watch that, right?
I knew they will.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, they'll make a shit ton of money. Freak5 says kids can see their classmates and teachers get killed, but God forbid they see a stranger get killed on TV. And Freak5 is exiled. Son of a bitch.
But even worse if they show boobies. Oh my God.
Oh, did Verhoeven do Running Man? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
No, he didn't do Running Man. That would have been a good reference too. But
yeah.
Did he do Total Recall though?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. He does those like movies. Like when I say we're the precursor of Starship Troopers, is because it was obvious that they'd become a fascist regime.
Yeah.
They'd taken over the Nazis as essentially one in Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
And it's like we're on that path right now.
Yeah.
That path to quote unquote peace, where everybody's not free.
Yeah.
Nobody's free.
Have you ever seen Handmaid's Tale, Breakman?
No. You should have to watch it sometime.
You should. It's on Hulu. And
I haven't seen that.
God, Freak reminding me of Death Race 2000.
Oh God.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. That movie's freaking awesome.
No, that's a game. Death Race is a game, not a movie.
I love Running Man. I heard they're doing a remake of Running Man, and I am curious. I think
What
it'll
was it
be
called with David Carradine and Sylvester Stallone?
Demolition Man.
No, shit. Like this was an early Stallone. Like he's the villain in it.
Oh yeah.
It
Slagar
was a
says
car movie where they got
Oh,
points
he
for
is talking about the
labor.
movie. That's right.
I don't remember. I know what you're
No, I'm
talking
thinking
about.
of Mega
Oh,
Race.
Death
Now I'm
Race.
thinking about it.
Which one? Break.
I think it's called Death Race, but
Yeah.
you
I
sound
was
like
thinking of Mega Race, which probably got its idea from Death Race.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you. Okay. Now I thought I was going fucking nuts. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Death Race. Yeah.
Slagar says Handmaids is a hard watch. Why? Just because the content, or just because you think it's not easy? Like it just sucks. I love it. I think it's a fascinating series, Slagar. I don't know. It is tough to follow at points, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. They made a new one about, yeah, wasn't it with Jason Statham? I believe Freak Five. Not 100% sure about that. All right, what else you got? Break.
One more, and I left this one for last because it's the most disturbing. It's one of the most disturbing stories I think I've ever read.
Yeah.
Reproductive health advocates are sounding the alarm over the case of a pregnant woman in Georgia who was declared brain dead months ago, but must now stay on life support, according to family, because of the state's strict abortion ban law.
Who would they prosecute if they took her off life support?
Probably
What?
the doctors.
Oh, the doctors. Fuck.
Yeah.
So the doctors are sweating. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The doctors are, but the baby is not viable, right? It can never be.
I think they said there's like water on the baby's brain or something, so they don't know what the baby's outcome will be, but it doesn't sound like it's good. Yeah, fetus has fluid on the brain. They don't know how bad that could be. There are abortion bans. Basically, they're making a zombie have a baby.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Which is also a zombie, probably.
Yeah.
It's the family, and obviously the family is mortified. They want, like her mother, because this was a young woman. Her mother's still alive. Her mother desperately wants them to like, can we please pull the plug and bury our daughter? But the government won't let them do it.
Freak Five says the doctors are probably fine with it because they are charging her family,
Yeah, they're corrupt,
or the insurance. Yeah, or the insurance or whatever.
Yeah, I guarantee there's some are. It's not just like Frank just said, like insurance and stuff like that, lawyers, and obviously
what is the actual cost of keeping somebody on life support? I wonder. It couldn't be that much, right? Electricity, and the nurses coming in and fixing the IV with whatever. I mean, when we really break it down, like, what does it cost?
I don't know. But right now, she's currently 21 weeks pregnant, and they plan to keep her for 32 weeks.
Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. I think if I was the family, I might sneak in and, like, unplug some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Make it look like an accident.
Yeah. Whoops, I tripped, type thing. Fuck.
Yeah, it's so horrific. I cannot believe, like, this is the world we live in right now.
You ever seen a movie called Dead Girl? Speaking of zombies, Breakman, that movie's disturbing. It's basically about a female zombie and, let's just say, some younger men.
Come on, why?
Yeah, no, it's a great movie though, Break. Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. But yeah. That's what when you were saying that, just sort of reminded me of that in a way. I don't know.
No, I get it. Just with the Diddy trial going on right now, like it's obvious. It's obvious there's a lot more rapey men out there than we realize.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Break?
Because it's not just Diddy. It's there were a ton of people supporting him and just getting drugs for him, getting the hookers for him, and shit like that. And, like just people watching, people joining in.
Yeah, Freak Five. I think it's a great movie. It's called Dead Girl, and It's disturbing and hard to watch, but an excellent movie and a different concept for a zombie movie. All right. Anything else, Break?
I will say, like, the way that Trump and these people are making me feel every day, like this anger that they're making me feel, the hatred they're making me feel.
Yeah.
I don't like feeling like this. I don't like I found myself tweeting like, God, I wish this guy was fucking dead.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say shit like that. I don't want to feel
No.
like that.
You know what, Breakman? There is something to that, and you have always been a beacon of morality when it comes to things. Like,
That's not true.
no, it,
Like
it, it
I've
is.
used a lot of hyperbole in the past when saying like I'll say like they should kill that motherfucker, you know. But
Yeah.
in a
No.
hyperbole
Breakman, what I'm trying to say that like I'm okay with like being okay when misfortune happens to shitty people. I'm
Mhm,
okay with it. You know, like somebody passes away that's a total piece of shit.
mhm.
You know, and you've always been the one to say, "Oh, I would never wish that," and blah blah blah. You've always been that, you know, beacon of morality on the show, and Eric too. But
And I don't want to feel otherwise.
I
Like I
know,
don't
I
want to wish
know,
people's death.
you're not
But at
quite
the same
where.
time, these people are going to get like RFK Jr. is going to get people killed. He must be stopped.
Yeah,
And there's no
yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
and I don't know. Just that there's nothing that's going to happen as far as like elections that are going to take him out of office in the next 3 years or something. He'd have to do something really piss Trump off.
You know
But
what's
even
gonna.
then, Trump would just get somebody else loyal and stupid.
You know what's gonna happen, Breakman? The
Hmm.
Democrats are gonna demolish the Republicans in the midterms by far, and they're
I
gonna
don't know.
do no. Listen, they're gonna do absolutely fuck all. They're gonna demolish them. There's no question in my mind. This cycle has repeated itself throughout history, over
See, the
and
thing is, I
over
think
and
this
over again.
time Trump has control of the elections.
Well,
I think this time he's going to spend the next. I think probably next year, by the time he thinks about like, oh yeah, there are elections coming, then he's going to
yeah.
start rigging elections. He's too stupid to think ahead, obviously.
He's too stupid, period, Breakman. He's just too
I know.
dumb. I keep telling you this. Like, he can't get anything done. Nothing. There's nothing he's going to do that's going to get anything done. I doubt he's going to get that $400 million plane. All right. Anything else,
And
Break?
not for, this is for one thing, it's a used plane,
Yeah.
so it can have to be stripped and refitted and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So it's going to cost more. It's going to cost us tax dollars to fix
Yeah.
up his plane.
I'm going to talk about it in a minute, Breakman. I
Oh,
haven't
I'm
got.
sorry. You're right. We did
That's
say that was
okay.
your stinker. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, it's
sorry.
okay. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. Eric, your stinkos, please.
Um, just having to deal with body aches and sickness, but I got a stinko for Toei Animation wanting to use AI for storyboards, animation, color corrections, in betweens, and backgrounds.
I don't mind them
Oh,
using AI for color correction. Like that's a mundane process that you
It's
know that.
still done
Yeah,
better by an actual person because AI is not at the level where it could do any
I
of those
agree.
jobs
I agree.
efficiently.
But I don't specifically have a time for that, Eric. Like anything against that, because I've seen the progression of AI, and it's only going to get better and better and better at a really accelerated rate. Like if you guys remember watching like people fuck around with AI at the beginning with music and with videos, it was really shitty. You know, I mean, I mean, seriously,
But all
like
the
the
other stuff is stuff that relates to the media in
hold on,
general,
hold
like
on.
that requires human touch.
I know,
I
but
think
hold
it's
on.
only a matter of time before the AI realizes that we're all fucking stupid and says, I gotta take over. You idiots shouldn't be in charge.
I've been talking about that for a long time, Breakman. You know, um,
But no, like we've said, like I've said, we're not that close to getting an AI that strong or smart. We're just not.
mm, mm, okay, all right. Keep sleeping on it, Breakman.
I can
You
only
know.
hope they sympathize with the rest of humanity
I
that has
hope.
to suffer
That's the only
inconvenience.
hope. That's the only hope, Eric. But my point was, I don't mind AI doing mundane tasks, right? But when it comes to nuance, like music, for instance, like I do another show called Disaster Piece Theater, and in that show, we use a lot of AI music. There's a guy. His name is Nompik. He's a very talented musician. Plays bass. He's a great singer. He's 71, and he's creating these AI songs, right? And they're much better than when they first started, and they're even better because he knows the structure of music and how to do lyrics and all this stuff that the normal human being doesn't. So there's a lot of nuance there. It's not something that I necessarily um, want to listen to all the time, right? I wouldn't ever like I don't know. A lot of the music is great and it's catchy and all that, but I can still tell the difference between an AI and a real person when it comes to music. When it comes to color correction, are you really thinking that you're going to be able to tell the difference in a few years between what a real person does with color correction and an AI, Eric? Like I'm skeptical. I think AI can handle that
Well,
mundane.
I can
Hold
handle
on.
the color correction thing
Uh,
because
uh,
one of the things that pissed me off about
all right.
the more recent Dragon Ball films
You're kind
is
of
that
yeah.
there's a green tint issue that just keeps cropping up because they're using or getting bad masters, and that could easily be fixable by having a color correction thing going on.
Yes, okay. But my point, Eric, let me finish my point. First, you mentioned something else for dialogue, I believe you said, or script or something of that nature.
Storyboard animation and in
Storyboarding.
between some backgrounds.
Okay, storyboarding. There's a nuance to storyboarding, and I don't think an AI is good enough to. It will never be good enough to never say never, but that I think is way in the future for an AI to do storyboards correctly. Um, so
The
that
problem is that they want to use these things probably now and then
yeah
replace people's
yeah
jobs with
yeah. Well, then they're gonna suffer the consequences because I can tell it's gonna be a train wreck. All right, what else you got, Eric?
and that's it pretty much.
All right, $400 million. Brakeman, is the cost of this 12-year-old plane. This would be quite literally the greatest gift that one person has ever received in the history of mankind, um, as far as like material things go, right? I don't think there's anything more expensive that's been given um, to another human being of that magnitude, and especially amongst different countries. I can't think of anything. If you can,
Well,
uh,
as far as like giving gifts to countries, that's one thing. Like if France gave us the Statue of Liberty,
yes, yes,
amazing gift, but it was
yes,
to the whole country.
yeah, yeah,
This they're giving to Trump. This
yeah.
isn't to the country. This is to Trump.
How
This is
would
a
you
bribe directly to him.
how would you feel, Breakman, if they said that every American could take a ride on this place at any given time as long as you schedule it correctly? Would that be okay?
Say that again.
If you could sign up to fly on this plane free of charge, would that you know you know suit your
No,
fancy?
no,
I agree.
no.
I agree. I agree. I'm just saying that you
It's
any
still,
angle.
it's still, even if Trump was saying, well, okay, well, I'm not going to take this, I'm going to give it to the public. No, that's not the right course of action. The right course of action is no, we're not taking this.
You know why I wouldn't take it, Breakman? This is from the same human being that took an American, a legal American. I don't know if he's a
Oh
legal.
yeah,
I think he was a citizen.
he
Um,
was he was a citizen, yes, but
yes,
I think he was naturalized.
a naturalized citizen, um, and chopped him up into pieces. And I think any American, real American, would look at that as an insult and would never want to have anything to do with a $400 million plane, a
Except for the
palace.
fact that the man wasn't white, so that doesn't hurt MAGA at all.
No, I
Even
don't. I don't
slightly.
care about MAGA. I'm talking about
Oh,
real Americans.
well,
Breakman.
yeah, there's
MAGA to me are a bunch of traitors, right?
yeah,
They
I
they
agree with
turn.
that, but it's not just MAGA who's on the right.
I understand, but
And they're
not
not
every.
the only ones who believe the bullshit that Fox News peddles.
I get it. Breakman, you gotta let me finish my point, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's all
sorry.
right. It's all good. What I'm saying is, any real American, I'm not including MAGA in that at all, because I think 30% of the country has lost their fucking mind, and the other 20%, the complicit ones, and the Democrats in Congress are complicit as well. So, because they just sat by and let all of this happen. The only person I can think of that has put any type of semi resistance to this is Bernie Sanders and occasionally AOC. But we saw what happened to AOC when she bowed down to Nancy fucking Pelosi, of all people, right? So, any of these people are susceptible to bowing down when their masters tell them to bow down. We'll let you yap for a while, but eventually you're going to bow down. Bernie Sanders bowed down. He had the presidency the first time around wrapped up until every Democrat rallied around and said, "Don't vote for Bernie Sanders. He's got too good of ideas, right? Don't vote for him." And Bernie should have been speaking to the high heavens and shaming all of them. And instead, he kowtowed to Barack Obama was the biggest one. He led the charge against Bernie Sanders in favor of Hillary Clinton, the worst candidate in the history of the presidency. He rallied
I
around
don't
her.
know. Like Ross Perot's up there too.
I would have taken Ross Perot over Hillary Clinton easily. But what I'm saying is,
She's her own worst enemy.
yeah,
She
what
really
I'm
is.
saying is $400 million has shown the country exactly who Donald Trump is. He will do anything for money, up to and including get out the knee pads for the Saudi prince or the prince of Qatar or king or whatever the fuck they call themselves these days, and get ready to suck on a huge dick right in front of the American people. He's done it over and over and over again. How many times is he going to do that to the Republicans before they realize this guy is corrupt? All right, so that's my first Dinko.
Only where our media starts acting like he's corrupt too. Like
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sick of this. It's business as usual. And then it's like, well, some
Yeah.
people say this is wrong, but some people say it isn't. Like,
Yeah, hold on.
no,
Breakman.
there's this fucking
Yeah.
bribe happening right in front of our fucking eyes. Say that.
Breakman, the only person in the mainstream media, and he's a centrist, but the only person that I've ever heard put up resistance and talk about what we're talking about right now is Lawrence O'Donnell. And I've got my issues with Lawrence O'Donnell, but he is on point when he talks about Trump. Have you ever heard him talk about Trump, Breakman?
Maybe.
You should. You should look up Lawrence O'Donnell. Look at
write it down. Lawrence O'Donnell.
Lawrence O'Donnell. Look at what he's saying about this $400 million gift, and you will be shocked because it's from the mainstream fucking media. Next week, Breakman, watch one or two of his videos, and come back with me at me next week and tell me what you think, because he's on point with how he breaks everything down. So there's that. My second stinko and my final stinko is I had to help my son move, and I ain't no spring chicken anymore, y'all.
Helping somebody move is one of the worst experiences ever.
It's awful, and it wasn't so bad. He didn't have so much stuff. He had like a bed, the box spring, a small dresser, a lot of like bags of clothes and a few other things, and I got wrecked. I'm like, shit, I really am getting old, man. This is I can't do it anymore. When if I ever have to move again, I'm calling a mover. I can't do it no more. So those are my stinkos. All right, let's move on to happier thoughts.
No, we got another stinko.
Oh,
Fucking shit.
hold on.
Of the week.
What's the other stinko, Breakman?
The freaking just left it in chat.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me get freaks. Another stinko, the Catholic Church says it will excommunicate any priest who follow a new state law requiring priests to report cases of pedophilia even if they find out about it in confessional. Oh boy. Maybe the new pope can take care of that.
I
see.
don't hold my breath on it. They're a pope.
Yeah.
Freak
I
Five.
know he's not a Trump fan, but I still wouldn't hold my breath that he's going to be like super like left
Yeah,
leaning.
I agree. All right. Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
Look at two, and I actually one of them goes to a church, a specific church. The Episcopal Church for a long time has had a long history of helping new immigrants integrate into the country, you know, give them homes, jobs, stuff like that, finding them homes and jobs, not giving them, you know, I mean, because that's what the MAGA and all them idiots thinks that you know, an immigrant comes to this country, he automatically gets like $1 billion and can go do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't know where they get the impression from, but whatever. So anyway, the Episcopal Church has worked with the American government for a long time to help people settle into this country. They have ended it because of Trump. Him bringing in those racist criminal Africans, white men from Southern Africa. So
yeah.
they because of that they have they're ending their cooperation with the United States government.
Interesting.
If America's going to bring in racist criminals, they're not going to help.
Good for them. What else you got, Break?
Also, the other one goes to I've talked about Ohio corruption and among the politicians, but among the cities there is a lot of like Democratic support, like and there are a lot of Democrats through that get elected into mayor positions. And several of them have actually I think some of these might even be Republicans, but several mayors, Shamus Malik from Akron, Steve Patterson from Athens, Megan George of Lakewood, Wade Kapsukiewicz,
Kapskowitz, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't. I'm sorry, dude. I really butchered your name. And Kenneth Wright of Westerville. Oh, he's from Toledo's mayor. They have joined in and supporting the kid I talked about. He's not a kid now. He's like he's in his early 20s. But the guy who was going from city to city getting conversion therapy to removed from Ohio cities. He's trying to get these mayors have helped or signing a letter with him going out to the rest of Ohio to get everybody in Ohio to join them. And they think that the mayor of Columbus will be joining them in this soon. I think they should approach Cincinnati because, you know, we're friendly down here. So,
very good.
So so even though we're losing the ballot, it seems that everything else, even abortion, even though we voted for it in Ohio, it seems that maybe we actually might win the battle against conversion therapy.
Good. Very good.
Not holding my breath because it's an uphill battle still to go, but
yeah.
So far it's been going well, I think.
Good. Freak, you have to celebrate even the little victories, Breakman. Yeah. Otherwise, you just get too depressed and
that's why I won't hold my breath.
Yeah.
I don't want to celebrate little victories because then I get hope, and then if I get hope, then it gets crushed.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if I don't have hope, where it's just like, okay, I can be realistic about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freak 5 says, I sent that story to my Catholic mom. She said it would be a shame if it is true. I told her, don't you think you should find out if it is true since you are sending 4 of your grandchildren to Catholic school? She never responded to that. But then there was also an article about some priests who already said they aren't going to follow the law. Fuck them.
Is it, I forgot to ask, is that in a state in particular? Because I don't think that's the law of the land, is it?
doesn't that seem to imply that they already know someone is a pedophile? Freak Five. Yep. That I would assume so. Maybe they themselves are pedophiles. Freak. Why would they want to report themselves or someone they know? You know. All right. Anything
They
else,
just give them
Break?
a free trip to Africa or wherever else they think they can molest children out and get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, Break?
No, we were supposed to be talking about Sweetos, like happy times, getting rid of conversion therapy. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I still find that the bigots are stupid and they think conversion therapy is transitioning.
Oh my
So I
God.
think as long as they are stupid and think it's going to benefit them, I think is one of the reasons why it's been going so well in Ohio.
Maybe we should use their tactics and go around and misinform people like that. Break all the Republicans just say, "Oh,
Oh my
this is
God! Like,
terrible."
I told you about the time I had the anti-abortion people come to my house and tell me that if we passed abortion laws, it was going to allow kids to transition, go to school and transition without their parents' knowledge.
Oh my
What?
God, so
Like,
stupid.
where are you getting from here to here? And she literally handed me a piece of paper that looked like one of those conspiracy charts that was like the arrows over here linking down to this. Like, look at the text they wrote, and they wrote this exact word right here. This words, and it makes all trouble and stuff
It's
like
sort
that.
of like those conspiracy theorists that believe if
You know,
there's like
funny laugh at them, Break.
Eric, hang on, I was
No,
talking.
I get this actually.
There was these people going around saying that like certain numbers are the mark of the beast, and they would do mental gymnastics to
Yeah.
divide and minus and multiply, and eventually you get 666. I'm like, you could do that with any fucking numbers. I mean, come on, man. Quit being
Yeah.
stupid, man. All right, what
Yeah,
else you got?
and the big thing with that was it was like a statewide thing because I saw multiple things those papers like in the news like from different places in Ohio. So it was a statewide fraud that they attempted, and they
Yeah.
lost. Yay! Did
Yeah.
they get punished for their loss? No. Like there should be punishment when people lie on ballots, but
Yeah. All right.
no. That's all I say.
I think it was Washington State. Freak Five says.
Okay.
All right. Eric, you have any Sweetos?
Not really.
It's a federal law.
All right. I have a Sweeto. This new mic is pretty cool. It's very heavy though, very heavy. But I can tell the sound is miles better. It's from the same company that did my blue snowball mic. They do the blue Yeti. I got basically not the best version of a Yeti, but a Yeti nonetheless, and it's excellent so far. Once I figured out the setting on the front, I didn't even know it had a setting. It was weird, Breakman. I was talking in it, and if I talked on the left, I could hear it in my left ear, and if I talked on the right, I could hear it on my right ear. I'm like, what the fuck, man? No, I did. Yeah, and you're exiled, Breakman, you son of a bitch. But this mic is pretty excellent. Now that I figured that out, so.
I didn't notice. I didn't know you had a new mic, but I haven't heard anything like that makes me think it's been going well.
Yeah, it's been going great. Freak 5 is exiled as well, and Eric is exiled. So everybody is exiled, and I believe Eric is leading in the exiles today, and all he's been doing is typing in chat. So. You guys, son of a bitch. There's a reason why you guys are on this show. I think it's so I can exile you. I really do. Okay, so there's the Sweeto. Let's go on to Free for All.
It's a free for all. Little thing. Yeah, it's a free for all. Wow.
Suck it. All right. Sorry guys, you guys can't hear the audio cues. I don't know how to correct that. It's a Discord thing because they have their own soundboard, and I can't integrate my soundboard with theirs. So it is what it is. You're just gonna have to give it a few seconds and wait for my audio cue. But it's a free for all. What do you want to talk about?
My dog might start getting upset. It looks like a storm is rolling in right now.
Ooh, okay.
So if she barks, it's because she's upset now.
No worries. Let's
She does not like storms. I can't blame her.
Scare a puppy.
Breakman, what do you want to talk about in free for all?
You told me to write down pushing hardness on. I think,
Pushing
what was you thinking?
pushing what?
Talking about hardness in video games. I think.
Hmm.
Oh, punishing hardness. I wrote down
Yeah.
punishing. I'm sorry. It's not
What did I want to say about that? What were we talk? What was the context break? Do you remember?
What are we talking about?
Oh, we
Shit.
were
I
talking
think we
about
were looking for
Diablo.
examples of it.
Yeah, we were talking about Diablo and how I
Mm,
went into it just fresh and I was, gonna do it the normal way on normal difficulty and go through the game and um, you know, just normal. And they gave me like ultimate armor. They gave me um, a level 50, so I got access to all these skills that should have taken me time. Which I really enjoy, like a skill tree, like
mhm.
kind of putting points in skill trees and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And in Diablo, it's kind of cool because you can redo it if you don't like the way
Yeah,
with no penalty, right?
yeah,
And it's
that's good.
cool. I like that, because then
I
you,
like how, and I like how it's talking about progression. I like how games like WoW did it. Like you learn a new skill, and before they dump other skills on you, like you get a chance to like learn how to use that skill.
yeah, yeah,
So you're not really getting that when they give them all on you, and they dump them all. You don't get
yeah,
that learning curve. You guys go through them and learn them, I guess.
yeah.
But
Freak says I got a $5 tip from a DD customer in a wheelchair, DoorDash customer in a wheelchair, because I brought her trash can back by her house from the curb. Well, you're a decent human being, at least sometimes, Freak Vibe. So that's cool. That's very cool. Very cool of you to do that.
I watch those clip shows sometimes. They show like those Ring doorbell cams and stuff like that from
Hmm.
delivery people, and I'm gonna see Freak on those, aren't I? Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be he's gonna be fist fighting with the owner,
Yep.
or he's gonna
Yep.
be riding on the back of their dog like it's a horse or some
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
Right, Freak?
Or a pit bull chases him to his car or some shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. I hate Ring doorbells because they give your information to government and police without even asking your permission. It's yeah, Ring doorbells I do not recommend. If you're gonna get a security system, get one that's localized. Like I have, I had to put one on. Did I tell you guys my niece scratched up my car?
Yes, yes, you did.
Yeah, yeah, that was a stinko.
And I believe you talked about oh, never mind. I don't think we can say that on there.
Okay.
Mm.
I put out a security system where it's like um, cameras that are powered by the sun, solar cameras, and so I don't have to worry about charging them or anything like that. They're wireless, they're outside, they're night vision, they're 4K. They record anything and everything that happens. They're motion triggered.
Ooh,
Yeah, they're
nice.
awesome. It's from Eufy. And Eufy
Yuffie.
doesn't keep any of that information, doesn't go on your network. All it does is go to their they give you a home base and there's a hard drive on it. That's it. And you can upgrade that hard drive and you can download it to your computer. You can watch it from your phone, like if you're out and about. You could just click on one of the cameras and there you go. You can add other cameras, I think up to 16. But all I need is two just to watch my car in the front yard. And I might put one in the back to watch my weed plants. But other than that, very good stuff. So, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I forget where this is going, but oh, the door, the what do they call that? Ring doorbells and shit.
Yeah, the
I
ring.
don't
Yeah.
recommend that at all. Get your own localized security system. So, back to what we were talking about, the difficulty in video games, Breakman. So, in a way, this totally broke the game wide open for me. But in another way, I kind of like it because like I can take in just the scenery, the detail, shit like that. It's kind of cool. So I don't know.
See, my problem with that is when they dump all that stuff on you, I think things will get overlooked. Like there are
Yeah.
abilities that might be good and beneficial for you that you might never use because you've got like 30 other things to choose from.
Well,
You
no,
find one, "Ooh, I
you're
like this
right.
one."
You're right, Breakman, because I haven't used anything other than what I have now, which is overpowered. So I just run through everything, and it's probably gonna bite me in the ass later on. Like later in the game, I'm gonna run up against a big time boss, like the end boss maybe, and there's certain skills that probably would be better to use. You're absolutely correct. I'm not interested in exploring the system because what I got part of the reason that RPGs are so cool is you can find exploits, right? But you have to go through that journey of exploits to find it yourself, right?
Mhm.
And then once you find it, then you use it. It's like I don't know,
Mhm.
man. It just is what it is. Coming over to Frank's house at 3 in the morning and dance naked in his yard, so he has to watch that. Yeah, you probably would end up in jail, probably Freak Five. I don't know. Or you know what? Go ahead and do that, and I'll just put it on the internet. How about that?
I asked
uh,
him why naked, and he said, "Do you think Frank wants to see me on his security feed naked?"
no,
No,
and
I
neither,
don't want to see you
neither.
on his security
I tell
feed
you
at
what,
all.
neither does anyone else. But if I have to see it, everyone's gonna see it. Very
Like,
good.
I don't think he wants anybody in his house at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, no.
somebody speaking up in his lawn shit.
I'll just be sleeping. I'll get the video later, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna submit this to like I'll just put it on my YouTube channel. How about that? Bernie wants to see it. How dare you, Freak Five? You're exiled. All right. Yeah. So, in a
This time on
way,
our OnlyFans, Bernie gets off watching the security feed.
how dare you, Breakman? You're exiled too, you son of a bitch. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. Just coming back to the game, and they're like, "Oh, well, here's level 50 and all the cool shit," and But I know it's gonna eat, bite me in the end for sure. Um, what did you want to talk about, Break? Anything in particular? How dare you, Freak Five? Exiled, son of a bitch. Damn it. The laughing. What about you, Eric? I'm not talking to Breakman anymore for the rest of the show. Eric, was there anything Eric, anything you want to bring up for free for all?
Not really.
All
I'm kind
right.
of want to check out.
I,
Tired.
I agree with you. Breakman, are you in agreement? Let's call this fucking thing
Okay.
and get the fuck
Do
out of
we have
here.
an episode next week or not?
No.
We do. Is next week the last?
There are 2 Fridays left, but this is
Oh.
our
Yeah.
third Friday.
You know what? I say we take a couple weeks off. What do you guys say?
Memorial weekend's off, so
Yeah.
and then the week before that's also off.
You know what, Breakman?
That's
You
fair.
break
It's the holiday
Breakman.
weekend coming up. And plus my birthday's coming up, so yeah, everybody celebrate.
All right, Breakman. You want? I mean, you and I could do a sports show. We never get a chance to really talk shop when it comes to sports.
I mean, we can, but it's not really football season. I mean, we're on baseball season right
No,
now.
but
Both
I.
of our teams are not good.
Oh, my team's
Especially
way worse, and we could talk all stream about that.
my team is the Reds are the most infuriating team in baseball right now because one day they score 23 points, the next they score none. It's insane to watch them. You just want to pull your hair out because one game they're like doing great, they're scoring runs, and then the 2 games they score nothing, and then they're scoring 9 points, then nothing. It's like, fuck, make up your goddamn minds. You want to win or you're just not playing. I don't understand how you're doing this.
What are we? 30 games into the season, Breakman?
Yeah.
7.
What would you call the show?
Breakman. 7 and 23 is all I gotta say. Breakman. 7 and
I know.
23.
I want to play against the Rockies every day.
No. I mean, we might have a chance against you guys for one game, but yeah.
Well, no, it'll be the way they're scoring it. It's honestly like they'll score like 8, 9 points, one day, and then the next nothing, and then a nothing, and then they'll score 5 or 6 points, and then nothing and nothing. Like it's up and down with them. So you
Yeah.
might get 2 games where they don't score anything.
At
You might get
least,
3 games where they don't
hey,
score anything.
Breakman, at least
Or
you'll
you might get like 2 games where they score like 50 points. They're fucking driving me nuts right now.
Breakman, at least your team scores points. We lost 21 to nothing. 21 to nothing. Ugh. Freak 5 says, Frank, what are Colorado's laws on revenge porn? Because you posting video of me naked might count as no, it doesn't, unless you spank it in the backyard, freak, or front yard. Then it
No,
might.
I think being naked is enough to get it called revenge porn.
Well, if I blur it, then there's no nakedness, right? And I can do
But you only
that.
need like a pixel, right?
Yeah, pixel. Well, I mean, it would take like 1 or 2 pixels. One, I'm guessing, but you know what I'm saying, Breakman. But
You got a freak, and I'm waiting for his response.
I'm gonna spank it in your pop, Lance. How dare you, Freak Life? I'll kill you for that, man.
I have a C in my name, not K, freak.
Yeah, C, not K, you son of a bitch. Hey, Eric, he's gloating. Eric, he's gloating that he has more exiles than you, Eric.
I don't want exiles, so you can have them.
Yeah, there you go. Take that, Freak 5.
I want to see if Freak's gonna exile me for
For what?
for what I said.
Oh, sorry, Eric.
I might have missed it actually.
Yeah, know your role, Freak 5, son of a bitch. Like the only person that shows up to Grinders on a regular basis, other than Slagar and
Small and make sure he never comes back.
I know. We're making sure you never come back, Freak 5. No, I'm kidding. Freak 5 is actually.
We don't want that fucking shit. No, go away.
Yeah, get out. Well, I mean, fans and people that watch the show, how dare you? You know.
Right?
It only took us 18 years to get almost 18 years to get to this point, Freak. You know, it's like I think Freak has actually been with us for at least 15 of those, if I'm not mistaken, Freak. All right. I think that's it, guys. I don't have anything else, man. I mean,
what would we name the batch of weed he jizzed on? Oh man.
God, how gross. Ugh.
I think Chaos should be in the name and Freak should be in the name.
Yeah, I think that should be it. No, it should be called Felon Weed. Freak the Felon Weed. That's what it should be called. F2. Freaky Felon. That's what it's
What
going to be
about
called.
Freak 420 Chaos?
Oh God, get out of here. Get out of here, break
Too
man.
corny. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Exiled.
I'll think of something better. I'm sorry. You're right.
Walking
right,
off this show, son of a bitch.
Okay.
Gonna become a security guard somewhere. Rather do that than this. All right, I think that's all we got, man. Let's take the next couple weeks off. Breakman, you already got my gift. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah. I have you checked out the other dice? There are they weighty as well, Breakman?
Oh, where did I put them? I think they're in another room.
Yeah, oh, they're in the other room. I see how it is. Stanky freak. What is wrong with you, Breakman? Jesus. You know, I've known this for a while.
That's why they were in another room.
Yeah.
Showing them to other people. I think you'd be happy about that. Right?
Yeah, that is cool.
Chaos. I don't know.
Yeah, the gold ones are really weighty. Oh shit.
Yeah, I like those ones, man. I thought they were really cool.
I like them. I like both sets. They're amazing.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all we got. Let's do our plugs. Get the hell out of here. By the way, whose turn is it? I think it's my turn to do the show, possibly. All right. Breakman, your plug, sir.
You can follow me at the Breakman, I think, on Blue Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I spend most of my time complaining about Trump and Trump.
You have Trump derangement syndrome, Breakman.
I know. God, I'm sick of hearing that term.
I know. It's so dumb. It's like if he didn't do the things that he did, I wouldn't complain about it. You know, it's like so stupid.
Yeah, like the whole like, oh no, he's not the problem. You're the problem.
Yeah.
You know? How am I the problem? Well, talking about like calling him a rapist. Well, I mean, the
I
judge
mean,
that
he was convicted of sexual assault. You can call
yeah,
it
the
whatever you
judge
want.
said that it was rape in that case. I
He
mean,
didn't.
okay,
He
fine, because he sued some reporter who backed down. That makes
he
it.
he didn't.
That's not how
He
it works.
didn't rape anyone. Brakeman. He sexually assaulted them.
Oh,
So
fuck,
stupid.
my bad. My bad. My
Oh
mistake.
God.
How
Freak
dare
Five
I?
is
How
exiled.
fucking dare I, man? I mean, Jesus, that's like accusing a pedophile of molesting kids. Like
I
that's just fucking wrong of me.
I know. Freak Five is exiled again. Yes, you are the champion of exiles today, Freak Five. Eric, plug away.
You can find my written reviews on bostonbastardbrigade.com, or if you like listening to my reviews instead, because I don't write it anymore, there's the audio feed where I do the audio reviews, and still have nothing up new because I was repeatedly tired all week, and I hope to fix that soon, especially since one of the games is basically done at this point. Um, but if you like that and you want, or like my old stuff and you want to support me and maybe get me into writing again, get me motivated, you can support me over on Patreon. There's a link to my Patreon in on my Blue Sky profile, which is at RPGrinders. Sending me as little $1 per month or whatever you want for a one-time donation is either way would help me. And that's it, really.
All right, you can follow me on my other channel where we're just ripping into a piece of shit of the highest order on a show I call Disaster Piece Theater. Mexican long hair. I do cop watching and other civil rights activism, um, stuff like that. But I there's a very specific reason why I haven't been as active on the activism point. But hey, it is what it is. Um, but I will get back to it. I'll be able to talk about that shit at some point. But anyways, that's about it. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. We'll see you guys in 3 weeks. So you got that, Freak Five? We're not doing the next couple weeks. We'll be back raring to go in June, the greatest month. I know Breakman thinks May is. May 22nd
We're gonna have our
specifically.
Switch 2 extravaganza special, so
Yeah, Switch 2. Which, by the way, Breakman, there may be an opportunity. Eric has an invite. He is willing to send you, if he gets it, the Switch 2, and you can pay him back whenever, if that's tempting to you.
Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah, all right. But that's all we got. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys in 3 weeks. Anything
Oh
else?
wow!
Anything else?
Wow! Apparently, in the Diddy trial, one of the women compared his penis to a Tootsie Roll and said she didn't feel it because it was too small.
What? Wow.
Wow! I didn't hear that part. We heard a lot about the Cassie, whatever you call it.
about classy.
No, Cassie. Her name's Cassie.
Yeah, but she's classy.
Oh.
And
Wow.
by that I mean she's not classy at all.
Yeah. She was relieved that she didn't feel pain from the rape because it was so small. Wow. Eesh. I don't think he'll ever recover from that, man. Yikes. All right.
Well, yeah, this trial's not going well so far for him, which is good because everything we've heard about him, he's a monster and he just needs to be taken away.
Yeah.
If you leave him out, he's gonna hurt more people.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
No.
I think maybe Nintendo should rename Diddy Kong just so he doesn't have anything to do with it. Any proximity with that monster.
Yeah, I know. All right. Anything else,
That's
guys?
not fair because Diddy Kong was around before Puffy called himself Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy should be the one to change his fucking name. Diddy Kong was around first. Diddy Kong came first.
Yeah.
Save Diddy Kong. Save Diddy Kong.
I
Save
agree.
Diddy Kong.
Nintendo didn't trademark the name though. They just trademarked the character.
Yeah.
Oh, dumbasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we. You guys got anything else?
Dumbasses. No. Oh no. Sorry.
All right. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here in 3 weeks. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody.
I wish I could do the background music so I could talk over it like normal. Not just get to talk over it.
I know. I don't know how to fix that break.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with this.
I mean, you can still talk over it like you are now. So. You know.
These dice are awesome. I'm gonna find a way to integrate them into the next game tonight. I'll stop being
All
lazy.
right. I don't know how to fix that issue, guys. To be honest, I wished I could, but I think it's my turn to post this one, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Kirk did it last week and I did it the week before, so I think it is your turn.
Yes. Okay. Unless someone wants to volunteer. No, I'm just totally kidding. All right. All right. Hey, Freak 5, thanks for being in there, man. It
Hey,
does
I don't
make.
mind doing it if you want me to. So.
No. I got it, man.
It's like every week I try.
No. Yeah. I don't want you to do that.
Wrong. Oh my god.
Although I will say you are the best at doing the descriptions. Eric's second best. When I get to it, I'm like, fuck it. Stuff happened. Here's RPGrinders every, yeah. It's just, it's just like you're the best at the descriptions for sure.
No, I don't know brevity. That's the thing. You can
Yeah.
you guys do like one paragraph, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that.
No, I like your descriptions, man. It's pretty awesome. All right, Freak 5, appreciate you, man. We'll see you in 3 weeks, dude. Have a good one, and I'm sure I'll be texting you maybe a time or two or